Hello, Gun Nation. Big Johnson coming at you. All right, I did a thing. As you notice here, this is the CZ Shadow 2 Compact. I put my hands on these. If y'all follow the Wednesday night chats live, y'all know this. Every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, I do a chat and talk about different things. And I've put my hands on the CZ Shadow 2 Compact quite a few times at the gun stores. And I've just been like, man, it's kind of small for me. I've got XXL hands, if anybody that's watching this that doesn't know. But, I was like, I love the Shadow 2. Y'all know I have multiples of them. Really love them. But I was like, I'm very interested in this. Well, I was in Texas Gun Experience in Grapevine, Texas. If y'all haven't checked them out, please do. And a buddy of mine works there, works the floor. His name's Gus. And they had this in the used section. Well, I started looking at it and I'm like, damn, a used Shadow 2 Compact, you don't ever see it. I looked at it, started pulling it apart, pulling the slide back. Doesn't even look like it's ever been shot. If it has, it might have been a mag or two. I mean, the thing's clean as a whistle, doesn't even have a barrel smile on it. I'm like, good Lord. So anyway, I said, hold that for me. I'll come back tomorrow and bring some items in. So he said, I'll hold it for you. So he did. Went home, looked around through my collection, guns I don't ever shoot, that I don't give a crap about, whatever. So I brought 3 guns up there, traded them in. They gave me a fair price on them, or pretty decent price, and traded it for this. So pretty much 3 guns for 1. Also, getting older, got a bunch of guns that I don't need, trying to thin out a little bit of the collection, so that helped. So they can make some money off mine. I get something I want. Kind of a win-win for me. But here we go with the Shadow 2. As you'll notice, doesn't have the sight on it. Plate's missing. I've got something coming for it. And we'll get into that a little later in a different video. I've already filmed the full video. So you want to subscribe and like and all that stuff for that video. So, because I think y'all, it's something that failed. Let's put it that way. So, as far as the gun, no problem. The item that goes up on the top, as far as an aftermarket company, yeah, we had a major problem. Anyway, but there'll be a whole video on that. It's already filmed. So, subscribe, stay tuned for that. Turn your alerts on. But I did put the TLR 7X on here from Streamlight. Thing's awesome. It's a rechargeable battery. It's got the different switches. We'll kind of show you here in a minute, because I did want to kind of change this one up a little bit, and I'll show you what I did. And it worked out perfectly for the plan that I had for it. As I said, I'm an XXL guy. I've got big hands. And there will be shooting in this video towards the end. So this video might go a little long. I apologize for that, but I think it's interesting and you might want to watch, especially if you have large hands. So, for one, the grips on these are super nice. I really like them. I think CZ did a great job on them. However, they are not XXL hand friendly for me. So in the shooting video, you will see a little bit of a rise. That's because I can't get a great purchase on this. Good enough to hold it, good enough to shoot it, good enough to be accurate with it. Just not as super comfortable or as accurate as I feel I could be with palm swell grips from Lock. So those are coming and on the way. I'll do a reveal on those at a later time as soon as they come in. So we'll leave it at that. I did put 130 rounds through it. Just so you know, that was 124 CCI, or excuse me, take that back. It was 115 CCI, 124 Federal, and then 124 HST defensive ammo. So you'll see all that in this video. The softer shooting is the 124 FMJ and the 124 HST, to believe it or not. The 115 will throw some serious fireballs out of the front of this thing. So not a big deal to me. Some, all it is dramatic. I kind of notice it when I'm shooting it, but it does not mess up my accuracy or anything like that. But I was shooting strictly for function and ammo testing. I wasn't shooting for groups or anything like that. You'll see it in the video. But, and well, like I said, you got to watch to the end so you can see the shooting footage. and you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, you know, it does have the safety, or the little fin safety, which sucks if you're going to carry it cocked and locked. The way I would carry it is quarter cocked. Y'all have all seen it, where you decock it. If you know how to do a double action, single action, you decock it all the way. You can move it back to the half cocked, and that's the way I would carry it with the safety down. But you can carry it cocked and locked. Also, just so you know, I do have an extended safety already off one of my other Shadow 2s. I've got the extended safety, and it will fit this, so I could simply slap that on there, and I could use it as just a ledge. Even if I didn't use it as a safety for cocked and locked, I could use it as a ledge for my thumb. So I might still do that. I don't know yet. We're just this is the first shots, kind of playing around with it, seeing what I think about it. So far, in my opinion, out of the 130 rounds, that's all I can say I've put through it, because that's the truth. I absolutely love it. It is a great shooting gun. Super fun, pretty accurate as far as I can tell, but you'll see from the shooting, and you'll see the reasoning. I did not adjust the dot. I was shooting for ammo function only. After the 130 rounds, you know, got a little bit of dirty, and this is of course unloaded, sitting on a stand. There's nothing in the chamber, completely unloaded, and I'm not muzzling myself. But it did get pretty dirty, you know, got a little bit of soot up here. I don't know how well it's showing up, probably not that well. Flip it over here. Yeah, I can't. There's a little bit right there on the top. Not a big deal. You know, the optic plate, or the optic cut here, is pretty nice. It is a plate system, so you do have to use a plate that's not direct milled. Y'all probably already know that. If you've watched other videos, then you've seen this one. Does have the mag release. That's the same that is in this full-size Shadow 2. So you can take this off and use other buttons on here if you choose to for unlock. And I do have a discount code with lock if you're interested. It is BJGG10, BJGG10, all capitalized, and that'll save you 10% off any lock order, any lock stand. These pistol stands, you can get different setups for these. They've got 1911s, 2011s, Glocks, whatever you want for these. You simply screw them into the bottom, and you can have one stand, and you can have 50 of these things if you want. They make them for ARs, AR-10s, AR-15s, all kinds of things. So that's always a great option. And why do I use these stands? A lot of people ask. Well, when you put your gun on here, you slide it down. You'll see that it's high. You push your mag release button in. It goes down on there, and it literally locks. And it keeps your gun at the perfect angle. So when I'm putting a dot on here, it's like a third hand. I put my dot on, put my screws on, put, you know, Loctite, all that good stuff. You don't have to hold your gun at any weird, awkward angles. This holds it right here for you. So I love these stands. Also with an AR, you put it on there. This will hold a complete AR, full size, or AR-10. You can put your scope on it. You can do mounting on it. You can do whatever you want, lights, all that good stuff if you're adding stuff, and it makes it a hell of a lot easier than sitting there laying it on a bench and trying to hold it. So these things are incredible. Really love them. They come in G10, aluminum, brass, raw aluminum, steel, whatever you want. So they come in everything. And again, you can use my code BJGG10. I do get a small kickback on that, just being totally honest and letting you know about it, but it does help me out as well. Now, onto this light. Okay, y'all have probably seen them with the standard buttons right here. That's pretty common. That's one of the go-to buttons. However, this one, you can push this pin out and you can change the buttons. It comes with 2 different buttons. A lot of these models now are coming with, some of them are coming with changeable buttons. So you'll have this button, or you'll have this button. See how it kind of droops down way low? It's weird. You're like, why the hell did you do that? So I put one button on one side, one button on the other side, a flat button. Why would I do that? Well, I've got XXL hands. So when I'm sticking my booger picker in here with a glove or whatever, with this other button that you see on the opposite side, it comes into the trigger guard a little more. So over here, putting this on, it opens it up. So I can put a full glove finger in there or whatever. So I think this is awesome that you can change these switches out to which you prefer. So over here on this side, I'm going to put my thumb down here, activate the light, Over here, I can keep my trigger finger out on the light, and I can simply push, just like that. So I still have activation over here if I couldn't use my left hand, but I can activate the trigger better, and I don't get into the light. So when I was shooting, boom, 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 put your finger right back here. I don't hit this button when I'm coming out of the trigger guard, and that happens with a big finger problem. You can see this gun with my hand on it. There's where my finger is. When I have my hand over here, my thumb is all the way down the damn slide. It's way over. I can go past this button here on the light, the little screw, so I can get way up on here. So that's a big hand problem. It'll probably never happen to you, but if it does, this could be the answer. I love Streamlight. I've been working with them forever. They also did send this light to the channel to be perfectly open and honest. There you go. Now, people are saying, you traded in guns? What is wrong with you? I traded in 2 guns I didn't give 2 shits about, just being honest. The other gun, I have others of it, and it was a Shadow 2. It was a plain Jane Shadow 2, or standard Shadow 2. However, it did have the CZ custom trigger in it, but that was it. It was not optic ready. It was not milled. If I wanted to build that gun, then I would have to put more of an investment in that, and already have Shadow 2s. So I was like, let's let somebody else enjoy that Shadow 2, so that's why I traded that in. So it was a Shadow 2, a Shield 9mm, and a Shield 45. So that is what I traded in, if you want to know, because some people will probably ask. That's what I got rid of, because I didn't need them anymore. The shooting of this gun is awesome. Like I said, I did get a little muzzle rise, which is standard, for a smaller gun. But if I had thicker grips, I think that would be substantially less, in my opinion. But the gun shoots fantastic. I love it. I mean, it shoots so freaking good. I am super surprised how well it shoots. The trigger is unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. The single action on this, I believe, is about 3 pounds. I haven't measured everything. The double action is heavier. I would say it's probably 9 pounds, but it's super smooth, super smooth. I mean, it just pulls right through. It's not like, creepy and crunchy and all that. I will say this as well. The stock trigger on this Shadow 2 Compact blows my stock Shadow 2 triggers out of the box. This one blows it away. I think, in my opinion, they made the Shadow 2 Compact trigger better, lighter in double action and single action over the full-size Shadow 2 standard. So if you buy that gun in a double action, single action on the Shadow 2 full size, this trigger is better than those. And I have, 3 of them? Or had 3 of them. Or hell, had 4 of them at one time. But I really think this one is the best trigger. And I've heard other people rave about this trigger, but from a Shadow 2 connoisseur, this is a fantastic trigger. I'm super, super impressed with it. I will not do any trigger upgrades. I'm going to keep it just like it is because it's unbelievable. Again, you can carry it cocked and locked with your safety on, or you can carry it half cocked, or you can carry it hammer down completely. However you want to carry it. Also, with this double action, single action, it does give you double strike capability. So if you had a hard primer that did not go off on the first pull that bitch again. Excuse my language, pull it again. And then it's going to go off, hopefully, unless it's a completely bad primer. But I see a lot of value in this little gun. Now, what I'm going to be comparing it to, so subscribe and stay tuned. I'm going to compare it to the Staccato CS. I'm going to compare it to the Staccato C2. I'm going to compare it to my Masterpiece Arms Commander, small one, the 4-inch one. I want to compare it to a lot of the smaller 2011s that I have to see how it sizes up. Because the value on this gun is pretty unbelievable. Also, why else did I buy this? I have about 30 full-size CZ Shadow 2 mags. This takes it. So I've got 30 full-size Shadow 2 mags. Many of them have extensions like +4s, +5s. So, and then as far as my compact mags, I have a total of 6 or 7 compact mags from like P01, and they all fit this gun. So I am squared away in mags. I can shoot this in IDPA, I could shoot it in USPSA, I could just shoot it for fun, I can carry it. You know, there's a lot that I can do with this gun that I can't with, that I really wouldn't carry a full-size Shadow 2. Have I done it? Yes. Is it fun? Not really. A lot of people complain about the aluminum frame not being heavy enough. I actually like it. Does it move around a little more than a steel frame would? Of course. But is that a bad thing? Not really to me. You know, like I said, I can crank down on this gun when I need to, but from the video you'll see, I was not cranking down. I was just shooting it to see how the gun behaved. Also, on this gun, when you shoot it, even with a not crunch down grip, but when you shoot it, the return to target, it just goes straight up and down. It doesn't go up to the left, up to the right. It doesn't move that bad. It just goes straight up and down. So as you'll see in the video, all of the shooting is pretty much rapidly. There's no slow bullseye shooting. I wasn't shooting for that. I got this gun super, super hot. You'll see it, there is steam coming off this barrel. So I ran a lot of rounds consecutively through this gun to see if it could handle it. And again, the testing is not done. I have so many different things coming for this gun and setting up for this gun. Again, you'll want to subscribe because we did have a big problem here and it's not going to be good. And it's a company that I'm going to talk about. So I don't hold any bars. I don't hold my tongue. Y'all know me. But I only speak from personal experience and failures. And there was a failure. So I appreciate y'all watching, but this is why I got the Shadow 2 Compact. You know, again, my hands are big. I was kind of going, man, you know, in the store, I put my hand on it, you know, way back when it first came out. And I'm like, I think it's just too small for me. I think it's just too small. But after shooting it, and here's my hand on it without a mag in it, so you can just see it. These are XXL hands. So the pinky, it hangs off. If I throw a mag in there, I'm going to pinch the crap out of the meat here. But, you know, I've got some things, hopefully, that'll work through that. We're going to test them and see. But, you know, that's kind of my point of view. And I'm a CZ freak. If anybody knows me, I've got tons of CZs. I love them all. But that's kind of what's going on. So stay tuned. We got the shooting right here, baby. Big Johnson coming at you. First Shots CZ Shadow 2 Compact. First Shots. Never fired one before. Perfectly. The dot's not even adjusted. So far, so good. Shoot it from the half cocked. all the way down.
Now it's going to be tougher to pull the mag out because you have pressure on it. So push the mag as you release.
There's your half cocked.
Yank the ship. Good. Now, you notice it chambers.
There's 90 rounds. Runs like a scalded dog. So, carry on, Gun Nation. Alright, CZ shot. Will it run HST 125? So, we shall see. 15 rounds loaded in there. This gun is it's warm. I just ran 90 rounds, 6 mags. So. Ran it perfectly. She's smoking. I don't know if you can see it, but it's getting warm. So 15 rounds of HST so far. That was the first rounds of hollow points I've ever put through it. So, and I'm just blowing. This thing is not even adjusted. This dot's not even adjusted. And I'm just blowing a. I'm strictly running it for function and ammo testing right now. Carry on.